Hello guys, this is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com. In this tutorial, we are going to cover a very important page tag called as pageMessage. You might have come across sometimes Salesforce displaying some errors and warnings, etc. So if Salesforce has to display a error message will be in a red box, just like you see it here. It appears in a red box here, and that tells you that hey, there is an error here on the page. Similarly, if the Salesforce has to just display info, then the info will have an icon in the front, and just like this there will be an eye icon, and then the message will be there and the box will be blue. So this is how the Salesforce way of displaying errors and warnings. So with the pageMessage tag, you can do the same thing. You can present your custom messages. You can display your custom messages on the page, which follows the same exact Salesforce pattern of displaying errors and warnings. pageMessage tag has a required attribute called Severity. So whenever you are using this pageMessage tag, you have to define the value of this attribute called Severity, and the values can be confirm, info, warning, or error. So one of these values can be of the severity. So if you have a confirm as the value, then the message box will have an icon like a tick icon, and then the box would be in green color and the message will be inside of that. That is what the confirm tells you. Info will look exactly like this message that you see here. The box would be in blue, and then the message would be inside that, and then there will be an icon eye in the front. So severity can have any of these values. Now another attribute that you have for this pageMessage tag is called the strength. See, these are not the only attributes this tag has. There are other attributes as well, but these are the important attributes which are important for this specific pageMessage tag. The other attribute we have is the strength, and this tells you the strength of the message. So if you want the icon to be there next to the message, then you have to define the strength. By default, the icon won't be there. By default, the value would be 0 for the strength. So 0 means no image of the icon would be displayed. If you want to display the icon with highest strength, then you can say the value of the strength attribute to be 3. If you want to have a little size of the icon, then you can say 1. So 1, 2, 3, you can provide the values of the strength. The 3 means highest strength and the icon size would be the largest. 1 means the lowest strength and the icon size would be the smallest. And if you have 0, that means no image would be shown for the icon. This is what the pageMessage tag does. It displays the custom messages in the same way using the Salesforce pattern of the errors, warnings, info, etc. So let's go ahead and do an example illustrating the pageMessage tag. So we are going to go back to our developer console here, and let's go ahead and create a brand new Visualforce page, and we will call this as pageMessage example. So this is the name for the page, example 1. And since the developer mode is enabled, you're going to see this link to create the page, and just get rid of all this, increase the size of the text. Now, the first thing is I'm going to go ahead and create a page block. So there's a tag available, page block. And inside of this page block, I'm going to use my pageMessage tag. So here, pageMessage. Now, what kind of message you want to display? So whatever the message you want to display, you're going to display in the summary attribute. And let's say we want to say something like validation message appear in the pageMessages component. So this is the line that we wanted to display. So now let's go ahead and hit the save button. Now, as I told you, this pageMessage has a required attribute called the severity. So you have to provide the value for that severity attribute, otherwise it gave you an error here. And it says there is a required attribute is missing, and it also tells you the name of the required attribute called severity, and it tells you the line number is 3 and the column is 133. So this is the line number 3. So there is an error at line number 3. So this is how you debug an error in a Visualforce page. exactly the message will tell you. And you can see here the error looks like the error message is displayed in red. Now, next thing is, so we have to define the attribute severity and what can be the values. So the values of the severity attribute can be either confirm, it can be info, it can be warning, or it can be error. So these are the values for the severity attribute. So let's go ahead and let's say it is error, and then go ahead and hit the save button. Now I can see here no icon appears because we have not, by default the strength is equals to 0, means no icon will be displayed, but the box appears, the boundary of the box is in red color because it's an error. Now if you want to go ahead and change it to warning, then what will be the color? So if you change the severity to warning, it is little lighter than red, it's an orange color. Now if you change the severity to, let's say, confirm, then the color of this boundary or the box is going to be green. You can see here it's a green color and the message appears like this. Similarly, if you want to display just the info, the severity is just info, then the box is going to be in blue color. So it has different color combination for different severity. Now if you specify the strength, and the highest strength is going to be 3. If you say it's 0, no icon would be displayed. So the strength is equals to 3. In that case, the message, it is in blue because its severity is info, and this is the largest size of the icon. Now if you change it to 2, the size will decrease for the icon. You can see here it decreases. If you change it to 1, it'll be smaller than the 2, so you can see the size is smaller, and if you change it to 0, then the icon will disappear. So let it move back to 3 here, and instead of info you can change it to error, and the error icon will be something like this. So this tells you that hey, there is an error and the box is in red. If you change it to confirm, this is the icon for the confirm. You can see there's a green tick mark, and then the strength is the highest because it's equals to 3, and the last one that we have is the warning. So there is this warning sign here, a box appears in orange, and this is the warning signature. So this is how the page message tags displays. It follows the same exact pattern of standard Salesforce errors, warnings, etc. So if you want to display in a similar way, you can use this page message tag, and the page message tag has one required attribute called the severity, and the value for this required attribute can be confirm, info, warning, or error.